Oh, there it goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, it's our pleasure to present to you the newest name in Delaware sports and sports around the world, who's had absolutely no success in the real world, so he's dedicated his life to talking sports. He's known to be prickly and very opinionated. It's time to get in the huddle with your host, Coach Muddle.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle with me, Coach Muddle, and of course, Nevada Nick. Big Sunday yesterday for week 7. Lots to discuss. Apparently, I need to wear the bag more often because it seemed to change the Giants' mojo with that. It's really really crazy.
Is that true? I don't know.
I don't know. Is that true, Tommy? I didn't see that, buddy.
I didn't see that either. I mean, I don't care. I'd be fine with that. The Eagles suck anyway.
I would have thought it would have been, Gardner Minshew or somebody because
I would keep Gardner Minshew. But if I was the Jets, that's what I'd be looking for. But if I was the Eagles, I would want something good. Yeah, pay up in the Tommy. Like I said, I'm not paying you $400. Get what the real bet amount was, and I'll pay you. Tommy trying to extort money from me, this guy. I bet him $400. He's out of it. You know what, Tommy? How about this? I bet you wish you could give me the money back if I gave it to you so you could have a new coach with those freaking the Cowboys coming up.
Oh man. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing.
Right.
Is he's just mad he's a Vikings fan, and a Vikings fan is, that girl that's a tease. She goes out on a date, she gets in the back seat with you, and then that's it. Take me home. Right when it gets hot and heavy.
He doesn't forget. The Vikings can't beat the Eagles in the playoffs, the NFC Championship game with his boy Case Keenum, where my Eagles won the Super Bowl. Tommy's got some built-up feelings, I think. And I understand it, Tommy. I would be too. But you want to start? Hey, Coach, like I said, I think you need to ship that bag over to me now so I can wear it next week because the Eagles suck. But you want to start with your Giants so we don't have to start with me talking about
let's start. I mean, you know what? Listen, and I said this yesterday. This was a chance for the Giants to win, didn't I say that? I said the Giants should win this football game because without Christian McCaffrey, they're a horrible football team, and you saw that, and the Giants were able to beat a bad football team. So is this a turnaround? I mean, everybody's all giddy, all the Giant fans. Listen. Daniel Jones just proved that he's not a quarterback. He's a wide receiver, okay? Because OBJ because that was a great one-handed catch. And we're depleted at the wide receiver position anyway. So he could play wide receiver. So, I'm not sold on it's one win. We got to go and play Monday night and play a crazy Kansas City. I don't know how else to explain, if you said at the beginning of the season that Kansas City would score only 3 points in any one of their 18 games, I would say you're nuts. I'd take the over on that, 100 times out of 100. And here they go scoring only 3 points on Sunday.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
Nah, it was crazy. The one good thing I would say, though, Coach, I mean, it wasn't a great performance, but at least a good offensive performance against a pretty good Carolina defense. It was, 25 points. It was formidable. Obviously, the Giants defense, I agree with you. Panthers offense is just terrible right now. You saw Darnold get benched. I think, not looking good for him, obviously. There's rumors about
Anna, how you doing?
What's going on, Mama Moon. Looks like they're interested in Watson again, supposedly the Panthers. But like you said,
here, can I just throw in my 2 cents with Darnold? And I'm not saying that I'm some quarterback guru or anything like that, because I'm not even qualified to coach high school football. But what I see, Sam Darnold is not taking what the defense is giving him, because there is some play, like when you see the replay and you see where guys are, he could have taken a 3-5 yard completion instead of trying to squeeze in where he threw the interception, or just holding on to the ball a little bit longer and trying to do too much.
Yeah.
And part of that is from a guy who, when you play for the Jets, I mean, let's face it, you're playing for the Jets. You have to take a lot and do a lot. And I think that is still kind of carried over, where he thinks McCaffrey's gone, I have to do too much. And I think it's in his head. And unfortunately, I do know a good shrink if he needs one to help him get out of that headspace. But it's unfortunate. I like Sam Darnold. I thought he's a good kid.
But I think Sam Darnold now is going to be
I agree.
A backup quarterback. Obviously now you've gotten 2 shots.
Yes.
I think he's going to be a backup QB now. I really do, because I think the Panthers will look elsewhere. Look, they gave him his opportunity. Look, I know it's only been 7 games. You do lose McCaffrey, but Matt Rule, he knows. Look, but you're now halfway through year 2. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You need to get some results in year 3 or 4. Right. And if you go,
and that's his MO. If you look in college,
no, right?
It's year 2,
that
you're around 500.
Year 2, you're around 500. Year 3 is and I think that's very possible. But what's tough though, Coach, is now you're going to have a quarterback, different QB all 3 years. That's not easy. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure you hit this going year. You need to hit this offseason on that quarterback. It can't be another mistake. You need to hit. They tried Teddy, weren't happy with that, went to Darnold. So now that's why I think they're saying, let's go get Watson. And I think in Miami, same thing. I think both of those teams, it's the move they need to make, because
the problem with that, though, is Watson does have no trade clause.
So but he said he played for Carolina. He's extended teams, because it was before they said just Miami, but supposedly he's, I guess, said a couple more teams. I don't know if the Eagles are one of them, but look, Tua is bad. Tua is the reason they lost yesterday. His stats, you look at it and you say, it's not too bad, but he had 2 crucial turnovers that you can't have in a game like that. Look, and that ain't happening, Stiz. That ain't happening. Coach pushed yesterday. I won, and I said it was, I was going to pull the trigger and say the Bengals were my lock of the year. You guys all heard me. I didn't do it. But this Sunday, I will have my lock of the year. I'm already all over it. I got a game I love. I loved the Bengals last week. I love the Colts. My tees hit. The other 2 games, not so much. I don't know why I thought the Eagles would win. I don't know why I put any faith. Now we'll get to the Eagles. And Nick Sirianni, who's honestly, this, Coach, and maybe it's the fan in me talking. Because I get to see it up close, but this really looks like one of the most overwhelmed coaches I've ever seen in NFL history. Legitimately, Coach. And the staff as a whole, it seems bad. Like, he just does not seem ready.
Wait a second. Now, let me
hold on. Let me go. I watched the game yesterday. You have a 4th down, and they're going to punt, and you take the penalty, and then they go down and score a touchdown and make it 7-7. You're in the 4th quarter, okay? You're down 19 points, and it's your first play, and you can't get the play in right. And they got to burn a timeout that you're going to need. It's bad. Fletcher Cox and Jay, you're 100% right. What's going on, Jay? He does suck. It's pathetic. There's no way he's coming back next year. Honestly, Eagles fans would revolt. Like, they might go after Jeff Lurie. And he's made numerous mistakes, but Seth Joyner said it last night, and he's 100% right. When you're a young, offensive-minded head coach who wants to call the plays as well, you need to bring in a veteran defensive coordinator who's been a defensive coordinator before, that you can say, here's the defense, go take care of it. Much like when Doug came in, he went and got Jim Schwartz. That's what you need to do. When Andy came in, he got Jim Johnson. That's what you need to do. And, Jonathan Gannon and Fletcher Cox basically called him out yesterday. No, I thought Fletcher Cox, too, needs to take some accountability for his own play. He said, I don't get paid to stop screens. Fletch, you're getting $100 million. You get paid to make plays. If that includes stopping a screen pass, stop it. That's $100 million you're getting paid. So he's saying that was stupid. But he's right. They aren't putting the team in good positions. And you can see it all over the board. We asked them to run the ball. They ran the ball 5 times. I think Miles Sanders was like, oh, my God, I've touched the ball 5 times. He went and got hurt. And, look, I don't want to kill the play call, but, you're inside the 20-yard line, and you're calling a screen pass. You were beating them on the – why get cute? You were beating them straight up. You went right down the field. You ran the ball, play action, great pass to Goddard. I hate when coaches are winning on this line of scrimmage, and then you get cute. You get cute when you
sometimes you outcoach yourself. I listen. I can attest to that. You outcoach yourself sometimes, and I agree with that 100%. And that's why you need that. You can't have a room full of yes men.
Right.
You need somebody who's not afraid to be in your ear and say, Nick, you gotta run this play, or we should do this. It's you gotta have a guy there to be able to talk you off the ledge, and if you don't, then you're gonna be in trouble. And I think it's just it's piss poor how the Eagles went about this. Just the way, you waited to fire Doug until everybody else had a job. Basically, everybody else, all the jobs were full. If you remember, I think Houston was the only one that was kind of waffling. So where did that leave you when you decided to? Yeah,
but there were still other better candidates out there. Bieniemy, they didn't have to fall on Sirianni, and obviously that's on Howie and that's on Jeffrey Lurie. Stiz, this is easy. It's Nick Sirianni. I don't think the Sixers are in good shape still to me.
The season's too young to even say that though for basketball.
But the Sixers are 2-1. They should be 3-0 if Doc Rivers knew how to use a challenge. I like how the Sixers look, and we'll see what happens with Ben Simmons. I don't know if he's just using that he's not mentally prepared. I mean, Embiid and Tobias Harris came out and said they want to support their teammate. We'll see how that whole situation goes. I don't know where that's headed. But with the Eagles, I mean, I really can't see a situation. I don't think they'll fire him this year. During the year, I'm saying I just don't think Lurie wants that look. He's never done it before. But, I mean, there's no way I see him coming back. And, look, right now, Coach, the Eagles have the 2nd, the 6th, and the 9th pick. So, I mean, it's unheard of. I don't know. Has a team ever had 3 top 9 picks before?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean, so you can really turn it around quick, and we're going to have some cap room too. So, look, the Eagles can turn it around quick, but, you made a huge mistake, and I got to wonder, maybe if we have a better offensive coach in there. Look, I'm not in love with Hurts. I think he's inaccurate. I like his leadership. I like his moxie, but I think he misses too many throws.
Wait. Time out. You're talking about a kid who, they haven't given him a running game.
Are you watching?
Come on, wait a second.
I know.
I'm watching these games. Wait a second.
He's missing easy throws, easy quarterback throws. You're right. They're putting way too much on him. You're right, but
they're putting way too much on him. It's not an easy throw when you have no running game and you got happy feet. It's not an easy throw. I'm sorry. Give the kid a running game and then evaluate him.
When they call the right play and it's a 10-yard coming across and it's right there and you throw it at his feet, that's a problem. That's a problem. Hurts. That sounds like the same guy. No, I mean, as Tua, I mean, look, they both don't look great. I wouldn't say I think Tua is even worse than Hurts. Tua might be more accurate, but I just Hurts does have a little bit of that it factor. He does. But you need a quarterback that can make the right decisions and throw the ball down the field. I agree with you, Coach. They're not putting him in positions to succeed, definitely. And maybe if, like, he looked great early yesterday, and then the wheels came off. And I do think you're right. If they were, possibly making him more confident, but there's still some things there that I think he lacks. And look, I could be wrong, but man, now you look at Wentz, and Wentz looks pretty damn good over in Indy. And I knew it was going to happen. I said it, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's go to the Bengals game, Coach. How about that Bengals yesterday? Bengals are the number 1 seed in the AFC right now. You know that.
Yes. Who would have thunk that? I mean,
right.
And by the way, did any of our Baltimore Raven fans realize that they're not playing tonight? They were supposed to play yesterday.
Right.
Because they just literally forgot to show up.
Right.
I mean,
Well, let's give some credit where it's due. I thought the Ravens made some big mistakes, first of all. Defensively. They kept blitzing Burrow, and they were hitting Burrow. Burrow was taking hits, but they were leaving their corners on an island. And Jamar Chase was just beating them. You needed to adjust. I understand Martindale's an aggressive defensive coordinator, but you left your corners, and I know a lot of times they do that. But when you're getting beat like they were getting beat, you need to – the tight end had 2 big – where basically he broke past this guy, scored touchdowns. Chase has an 82-yard touchdown. You needed to adjust, and they didn't. And they let Burrow just throw the ball all over him. You could see you were getting to him, but it wasn't hurting him. He was getting the passes off. They were stopping the run, and the Ravens just didn't adjust. And the one thing I was going to say, let's give some credit to that Bengals defense. Nobody's talking about it. Their defense is playing well. They're getting to the quarterback. They have, I think, 20 sacks already this year. And
they got that guy from New Orleans
yesterday. And you remember you said about Lamar, he is playing better this year. But like I said, you play a good defense. Lamar did not look great. He did have one really nice touchdown pass to Hollywood Brown, but Lamar did not look great yesterday.
And yesterday, by the way, was National Tight Ends Day. So, and what about your boy Ertz, man? Getting on the board early for the touchdown,
Yeah, but no, it's gonna be, let's see. Great call, Nick. Yeah. If Burrow stays upright, he will be top flight. Yeah, no. I thought they should have took a lineman. Chase is a stud, though. They hit that pick. He looks really, really good. This is a guy who missed a year of college football, too, and you're stepping right into the NFL and having the success he's having. No rookie has had more yards through their first 7 games than Jamar Chase. There's some big names on that list. Randy Moss, huge names. So, very, very impressive for the Bengals, for Joe Burrow. And they got the Jets this week. So, you would hope another win. We'll see what happens, especially.
And we don't know who the quarterback is for the Jets.
I guess it's Flacco. But
I honestly don't see Flacco just showing up on Tuesday and playing Sunday.
Right.
But I think he'll be activated, and whoever came in to relieve the kid, who's another rookie. I think they went with 2 rookies. They never, which surprised me. That's bad form for but that's typical for the Jets. Typical.
Flacco
Jets.
was with the Jets, though.
Yes, but he wasn't there when Zach Wilson was there. He was there with Sam Darnold.
Right. So it's a different offense. I know what you're saying.
Right. But you know what? But why is there not a veteran backup in New York to help bring along your number 1 draft pick if you truly want him to succeed? And the Jets instead decide to go with 2 rookies. Come on. That's asinine, and now you're having to trade for Joe Flacco, and
Now,
but anyway,
we talked earlier. How about the Chiefs, man? It just seems like everybody keeps saying, they're going to turn it around eventually, and now, the defense was bad again yesterday, but now you start looking, you say, what's up with the offense? It's multiple turnovers every game. you only scored a field goal on the Titans. The Titans who couldn't beat the Jets earlier in the year.
Right.
Who Zach Wilson lit up.
Right.
And I think part of the problem is, Coach, the Chiefs went out and got Orlando Brown, and obviously they get Joe Thuney from the Patriots, but then they put all rookies on that line, Coach. You put rookies who maybe haven't performed before. And let's not forget, too, Orlando Brown was a right tackle. Now he's playing left tackle. Maybe he's not having the success because Mahomes was running for his life yesterday.
Well, Brown did play left when the guy got hurt in Baltimore. They did move him over to left tackle last year. Yeah. So he did play some left tackle. It's not a new spot for him. He was a left tackle in college. They moved him to right tackle. So, but again, you're right. I'm not sitting here defending the kid, but I'm just saying, a little bit different. And I think part of that is Patrick, when you have that young offensive line. I said this about the Giants with Saquon Barkley, because they don't know where he's going. And they're afraid if I move him this way or it plays into your head a little bit. Well, and I think that's part of the issue. Yeah.
And he's got Wentz syndrome a little bit. He knows his defense sucks right now, and he's trying to do too much. And that's a problem too. Right. He's trying to do too much. But I mean, they're 3-4. I mean, like you said, luckily they got your Giants coming in. Right. But you know what? I mean, and Mike, I agree. I mean, look, that AFC West is good. I mean, can you say they're a better team than the Raiders or the Chargers right now? I mean, definitely the Chargers are not, and even the Raiders, I don't think they are. The Raiders are more balanced than they are. The Raiders' defense is a lot better, and the Raiders' offense is doing well, and they're doing even better without Gruden. I mean, they didn't have any opening drive touchdowns with Gruden this year, and then the first two games without him, they go touchdown. So, I mean, and Carr looked good yesterday. They're starting to run the ball. I mean, the Chiefs need to get it together. It needs to be this week, starting with the Giants, and they need to string some games together here. They can't afford another loss in the next, because you still need to play the Raiders again, the Chargers again, where they are lucky. They get to play the NFC East. But I think the Chiefs already played two of the teams in the Eagles and the Redskins. So they get to play your Giants
and the Cowboys,
which is obviously a tough game. The Cowboys are no joke.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Cam is not getting some looks. But I mean, I think Cam is Cam when he runs it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not a backup. I'm not the guy. I'm not that guy. It rubs people the wrong way, and I think that's one of the reasons why he's not getting the call.
Right. I want to get to this now too, and Michael, you're right. The AFC is wide open. I mean, first of all the teams in the league have 2 losses. So, even a team like the Colts who's at 3-4, you're still right there. Your season's not over. You're only 2 games back. And that includes the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs can still make the playoffs, but this is not a team that will be back to the Super Bowl or even the AFC Championship game. I think at best, maybe they get in the wild card and can win a game. But I don't see them fixing this mess. There's a lot of problems. But as we know, you don't win football in October. It's in November and December. So, and Andy, that's one thing Andy's great at is getting teams good, Cleveland East.
That's right. It is. New York is the new Cleveland East. I've been saying that. I had to publicly apologize to OBJ. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'll admit it. Look, the Giants are the worst statistical team since 2017.
Right. So, well, what's crazy is, like, you look at this AFC, and I think the Bills are the favorites. I like the Browns when they're healthy. It's just, when are they going to be healthy? I think the Browns, with their full complement of weapons, are a good team. It's just they haven't had their full complement of weapons. I mean, when are the 2 running backs back? When's Baker going to be back? when's both your tackles going to be on the field? What's going on? Obviously, I'm not worried about OBJ. I honestly think they're better without him. Jarvis
Absolutely.
Landry, I don't know, Stiz. They said he had, I think it's a couple games. They're hoping, I think he comes back in November at some point from what I've heard. But they did admit, and he should have never admitted this, but he had a break too in that other arm. I know he's got a torn labrum, but he had a break somewhere in there too. So
it's the upper arm up here somewhere. I don't know, but
do it, Jay. Sirianni is having a press conference now. Talk a bunch of shit for us, Jay. Because that's it, and that's another thing. We knew from the first press conference it didn't look good, but you got to give him time. He looks terrible, and Michael's letting us know it is broken humerus. Okay, thanks, Michael. And Anthony Price says Nick Chubb is back in practice. He might play this weekend. That would be good for the Browns. No IR for now. Okay, good to know. But no, the AFC is wide open. I do right now think it's the Bills. Like I said, I think the Ravens have a limit. I like the Chargers.
But what about the Bengals? I mean, do we have to start bringing them into the conversation?
You do.
As a team now.
You do. I mean, at 5-2 in the number 1 seed, Coach, and you just beat the Ravens, who a lot of people were talking about. You do. I do still think, as crazy it might sound, I think the Browns are a more complete team than the Bengals. They're just not healthy.
Right.
But look, sometimes, Coach, things fall on your way. Like, it's just how it goes. Look at the Cardinals. Sometimes things just fall your way. They might have Devontae Adams out now on Thursday. This looked like it was going to be a great Thursday night game. Now Devontae might be out. Get over that you took the Eagles this, and no, you want to wear Sillywood. Nah, look, Joe, you're right in a sense with the coaching. I thought Sirianni, because you can run all over the Raiders. You can. And I thought they were finally going to run the ball. But, Joe, I also said the Bengals were going to be my lock of the year. I also had the Colts. I hit my tees. So I'll have my lock of the year this weekend. I thought they were going to run the ball. I really did. And it looked good the first drive. I mean, Sirianni's horrible. I admit it. He's terrible. I mean, he's terrible. I mean, it's a joke. But I really thought, and look, and Waller was out too. So I thought that might affect the Raiders. I mean, your best tight end, your best weapons out, but the Eagles suck. There's no doubt about it. The Eagles suck. I mean, I admit it. The Eagles suck. They're terrible. On the next year, this year's a joke. No, it's not Detroit, Joe. It's not Detroit. Hey, I had a teaser lock of the year. That hit. I said the Bengals were I love the Bengals. I love the Colts last night. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I had the Falcons, Mike. I know. I took that as my game of the week. But the best game at 4:00 was the Rams and Lions. That was the best game at 4:00. Yeah. I mean, everything else was a blowout. I mean,
And Joe, Detroit is playing the Eagles, so that's my lock of the year. I guess it's not a bad pick. They're playing the Eagles and Sirianni. And honestly, it's very possible because at least Detroit looks somewhat relevant. Not relevant, but like they can play. They gave a good game to the Rams. Detroit's had some impressive games. They gave a heck of game to the Packers. At least they look like they have a remnant of a team. Yeah. Okay, well, it's not them, Joe. I'll text you who it is. And I love it. I really do. Joe, I don't know if you'll like it, but I love it. Yeah, Jay, we did trade Joe Flacco. I would have tried to trade Minshew and get more, but we might need Minshew. So now, if we could get on to our old quarterback, last night the Colts win, and I'm telling you, Carson looks good. He's starting to play a lot better. I know they're 3-4, but you don't blow that 19-point lead to the Ravens. They'd be 4-3, right in the mix of things. But Coach, last night I really think once Trey Lance is healthy, I think last night if he's healthy next week, I think that was Jimmy G's last start. I mean, 4 turnovers yesterday, 3 of them are Jimmy G's. I think it's Trey Lance time. Niners are 2-4. You got a 6-1 team and a 7-0 team in your division. I mean, you got to get Lance playing, don't you? and get him as
absolutely. I think Jimmy G is done. I think and part of that too is and everybody is different. You bring in another quarterback. Look at Tom Brady. Look how many quarterbacks they brought in, and all he did was step up his game.
Right.
And and then you go to the other end of the spectrum. Carson Wentz cries like a baby and gets run out of town. And I think Garoppolo's kind of in the middle, closer to Wentz than Tom. But you would think it would be different playing with Tom. You'd have that, and he just doesn't. It just isn't there, man.
Yeah, the rain had was something to do with it, but Anthony, he always turns the ball over. I mean, and this is why they drafted Trey Lance.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a lame duck quarterback.
Look, if it wasn't Jimmy, they wouldn't have drafted Trey Lance. They traded up to get him. Either,
yeah, right. He's a lame duck quarterback. And we talk about the AFC. AFC is wide open. The NFC, talk about a tough conference. I mean, you have 5 teams with 1 or less loss, and you pretty much. I think.
You blame
it on the rain, That's
we're going to start lip singing.
That's what Jimmy G's probably playing. But, Coach, you look at those 5 teams in the NFC, all of them, I feel, are legitimate. When you talk about the Packers, the Bucks, the Rams, the Cardinals, and then, you got to give credit to the Cowboys. I think some people, and I do too, want to see them prove it a little more. But the Cowboys are legit. I mean, you got 5 really good teams. Basically, you're going to have those 5 teams in the playoffs, and that's where I think the Packers and the Cowboys get the advantage, and the Bucks a little bit because they're in that weaker division. So they might have better records at the end of the year.
I agree.
And I'm telling you, in this conference, getting that number 1 seed is going to be huge because to get that home field, it's going to be big. And then obviously there's going to be 2 other teams that just aren't on the level of those 5 teams. I think you can pretty much see the class of the NFC. It's those 5 teams and then everybody else.
I agree with that. I think, and I think because the competition in that NFC West, I don't see the Rams or Arizona running away with it. I just don't see them running away with that with the getting home field coming out of that. I think it's going to be probably the Packers or the Bucks. Who, back when it used to be the NFC North division.
Yeah, no. And I agree with Joe. They will. Yeah, they will win the division by week 10. And they should have a good record. They really should. Yeah. But no, it'll be interesting. I mean, the NFC playoffs are going to be great. I mean, the whole playoffs are going to be great because we have the same thing in the AFC. You just really don't know.
Right.
Like I said, I do like the Bills. I like the Browns, but there's so many crazy things, and what's going to happen still too? Injuries. You got COVID. Let's see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. I'm curious to see what happens. I mean, I really.
And speaking of the AFC, I had to backtrack on my big prediction because Belichick won the game. I mean, he wound up hanging 54 points on him on Sunday.
Right.
So we'll see. Does this mean the Patriots have turned a corner? I don't know, but you always can't. They can play spoiler. Just saying.
Well, it's the Jets, but like I said too, Coach. They should have loosened the reins on Mac Jones, and I think they're going to start doing that a little bit. So that's going to be important too. It really is. And look, let's you got to say something about Brady too. 600 touchdown pass yesterday. I mean, come on, Coach. I mean, you can't get more impressive than that guy. The numbers he's putting up, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I understand a guy like Mahomes, maybe he can do it, but the longevity, the career he's putting together, I don't know if it's ever going to be matched. I really don't. I mean, stats-wise, maybe, but with the Super Bowls and everything, it's really unbelievable. And then did you see, too, Mike Evans gave his football away. He didn't know he could win a 600 touchdown pass.
And I think the guy got away. What do you get? Like $1,000 gift card to the team store, some autograph, another ball, something like I'd have been like,
Dude,
man, I'd have been
like,
you
I'm
got to back
selling
up the
that shit
brakes
on
truck.
eBay. I'm selling that shit on eBay. Tom got millions.
You could bid on eBay, Tom, but
He
like
got
everybody
money.
else.
Yeah, I'll take 1% of TB12. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't giving that ball up. I ain't being that good guy. Call me an asshole. I don't care. Yes, this did hit his Derek Henry under prop. And honestly, if you'd have told me that the Titans, Henry only ran for like 80 yards, I'd have been like, man, I think the Chiefs win. I really would have. But we're wrong. And Anthony, you're right about this. It's kind of crazy that he's playing the level he is. I think he has 21 touchdown passes. I mean, but a lot of guys are lighting up. In the MVP race now, you got Kyler there. You got Brady there. Stafford might be in the mix.
I think Stafford's got to be in the mix. I mean, come on. Finally, the guy's got some weapons around him, and you're seeing him, chuck the rock around. So I put him in the conversation.
Yeah. No, and plus, look, it's going to matter, too. We got to see what happens in the second half of the year. Because, too, it's kind of like the NBA MVP. You need to have success. That you're not going to have some guy just because he has stats. They want him to be, to have usually a 1 or a 2 seed, be one of those top teams, have a good statistical year, unless you do something like off the wall crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it's really going to be interesting, Coach. I don't know. It's wild right now. I mean, you look at the odds for Super Bowl. It's Bills are the favorite, and then the Bucks. It's I don't know who I like. I really don't. It's wide open, and it's going to be interesting. The Bucks did look impressive yesterday, but it's the Bears. That's what's tough. You know what I mean? That's what's really to get a good.
I'm excited because we got that number 1 pick from the Bears. So we have 2 top 10 picks as well, man.
Do you?
It's not 3, but we have the Bears' first round pick, and we have our own.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we traded. They gave us their first round pick to get their quarterback.
Well, and I can tell you what Joe, the Cowboys are really good. I need to see more. They're really good. They are. I need to see that defense a little bit more, and I want to see them play some of the good, some of the top teams.
Well, we'll see when they start playing better teams. Right.
Yeah, but they look really good
because right now, I think if you rank those teams you mentioned, they're number 5 out of those 5 teams. They're not. I don't have them, going deep into the playoffs. I just don't think the Cowboys are there yet until they prove that they can beat some good teams.
And Joe will agree with this. What I worry about with the Cowboys is McCarthy. It really is. I like the team. I like the defense. I like what they did. I mean, you look, and it's what the Eagles need. A guy like Parsons. Diggs having a huge year. They got playmakers on that defense. And now they're going to get Lawrence back, too. Let's not forget, they've been doing this without DeMarcus Lawrence. And they're going to throw him into the mix. And that's going to help. But that's what the Eagles need. I don't know what we're going to do with those picks, but we need defensive playmakers. We don't have them anymore. Now, I know Brandon Graham got hurt, but we don't have defensive playmakers. Right. When we won the Super Bowl, we had Jenkins at safety. He was a defensive playmaker. You had Nigel Bradham, who was a Pro Bowl linebacker. You had Jordan Hicks, who was he's balling out in Arizona. We gave him up. You had I already said Bradham. We had Michael Kendricks, who was decent. We need to get some playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. So,
Mike, as time has always proven, Dallas wins a tons of games in September and October. It's January when they have the issue. So let's get to January and then let's see where they're at. Yeah.
So. No, and look, I think, and Joe will admit that. I mean, he knows, and they need to get some wins in the playoffs. And I think it would be good for Dak, for Zeke, for all of them. They need to get that 1 or 2 playoff wins. And honestly, if I was Joe, I mean, you want to win the Super Bowl every year, and they could this year. But I think if you get to an NFC championship this year, it's a big step. You want to get, a win or 2 in the playoffs under your belt, make a run. They're still young. There's a lot. That's a young team. They got a good line, and then you see what happens next year. But like I said, I'm not a McCarthy guy. I'm not a McCarthy guy. I've never been a fan. I think he won that Super Bowl with the Packers. I think he was a little bit of a better coach then. It was more his time. I don't think it's his time as much anymore. But we'll see. Coach, real quick, World Series, who do you like?
I got to go Atlanta. How do you pick the cheaters? They're cheaters in my mind. I mean, they're still,
They beat his Yankees. That's why.
I mean, I'm being a fan. I don't know how else. I mean, props to them that, they're doing it without Verlander, without Cole. They got, and they're still back.
McCullers is out too. Their other ace.
Right. So they're and they made it to the big show. So, props to them. But, not that I'm watching it. I mean, who cares? Really.
Right. I think Houston's lineup is better, obviously. But I think Brady's got the better pitching. I really think having Charlie Morton and Charlie Morton and then Max Fried on top of that starting rotation is going to be what wins it for the Braves. I like the Braves. I got a ticket on the Braves at 13-1. And you know what? You know who really deserves the most credit for the Braves winning it this year? Give credit to their GM. Because when Acuna got hurt, everybody thought they were done. He went out and got Jock Peterson. He got Duvall. He got Soler. He went out and got people and added pieces to this team. He also got the guy who was the NLCS MVP, Eddie Rosario. I mean, that's 4 prominent players that played huge for them in the playoffs. They were 37-18 down the stretch, the Braves. So they're playing, that's baseball. It's who's playing hot at the right time. Braves are playing hot at the right time. Like I said, I got a ticket on them, and everybody wants to see it. I'll show it to them. 13-1. Braves to win it all. I'm going to say they do it. I like the Braves. I like the Braves tomorrow night, too, game 1.
Why, Joe, you looking to get a free mattress?
No, the guy, he bet the Astros,
Yes.
He bet somebody else, Joe. Who else did he bet that I think won? He bet somebody else one time, too, that won. That guy. I can't remember who it was, but there's somebody else he bet. But, I'm rooting for the Braves, obviously, because I have the Braves. I'm going to go and look, too. Charlie Morton pitched against the Astros last year with the Rays, and he pitched very well against them. So he knows them. You're going to have him pitch in game 1 and game 6. You'll have Fried in 2 and 7 if it goes 7. I'm going to go all right, Joe likes the Astros. Oh, okay. I'm going to go with I'm going to say Braves in 7.
Okay.
Tonight's game, it's a tough one. You're on the road, laying points on the road on Monday night. I'm just not a Geno Smith guy. I'll take the Saints. I don't really love the game, though, to be honest with you. But I'll take.
Honestly, I don't either. But we're gonna watch it anyway. Geno Smith and Jameis, famous Jameis. We'll see.
And Thursday night, get ready. I think it might be upset alert. If Devontae Adams plays, I think the Packers could win that game outright. We'll see. Cardinals are due for a bad game, and you kind of saw it yesterday with Houston, but Houston just sucks.
But I think too they're overlooking Houston a little bit because they know they got the Packers on Thursday night.
Right.
You got to take that. You're betting the under heavy.
The under heavy tonight. Yeah, tonight. That's what he's saying. Tonight's the game, the over under. Need famous Jameis to ball out tonight. Yeah, they do. And Kamara, too. I was surprised his over under for rushing was like 90 something, which is pretty high. So they're expecting the Saints to pound that rock and for Kamara to have a big game. We'll see. But I think the Saints, are they coming off a bye?
You might be right. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see. I know whatchamacallit, they're coming off a really physical Sunday night game, Seattle against Pittsburgh. So I know they got even more banged up too. They lost their running back, and a linebacker too. So we'll see.
All right, we'll see tonight. All right, guys, enjoy the game. Jared, sorry we missed you, buddy. We're ending up shop, so we'll get you. Braves in 6. All right.
I like it, Jared.
And he likes the Seahawks, 27-21 over the Saints. Okay. All right. Getting some Mountaineers rolling. Heavy Mountaineer with your boy. But we'll see. Jumping in, chiming in. Remember, share it with your friends. Jump over to YouTube, subscribe, ring the bell, like our page. We really appreciate it. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll see you on Thursday, and we'll recap tonight and get into a little Thursday action, and we'll go from there. All right, everyone. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you guys Thursday.